for so many years was just sadness. And I in retrospect, it was because I wasn't ready. I
Yeah.
hadn't really accepted the scars. And so I said, all right then. I am I'll just let it be until one day I I actually started sharing my story. I posted something on Facebook, and I posted a photo of myself with my scars
Hmm.
out, so you can actually really see them. And I was just flabbergasted at the response.
Wow.
I was like, wait a minute, what? I didn't know this was a thing. I
Wow.
didn't know people would have responded that way. So I wrote the song. I think I actually posted right after I wrote the song. But for some reason, I finally gotten to that point of acceptance, and the song came in like 10 minutes.
That says a lot. That says a lot. And
Yeah,
that art imitates life.
yeah,
So there's a possibility that you kept going to this sad song before because even though you wanted it to be something else inside, it really was still sad.
hmm
So something that took you 10 minutes to do took you 10 years to get there.
exactly. What did they say? 20 years to become an overnight success.
Right.
That's what comedians say all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's the case when it comes to our scars, whether
Hmm.
they're emotional or physical. It's like it's the work on yourself
Yeah.
that it takes. And that's why I do what I do now is I try to get people there faster.
Yeah.
Because the steps for me was acknowledging my scars, then embracing my scars, and then becoming empowered by my scars. But you have to acknowledge the stuff. And
Yeah.
so I finally started to really acknowledge that part of me and allowed myself to let it be seen by other people. So yeah, it took some time, but that's what happened. And whenever I would perform the song,
Hmm.
people would come up to me and they would show me their scars. So
Wow.
the song wasn't really for me.
Yeah.
It was really for other people. And I was like, wait a minute. So this is the whole thing.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was like, wait,
Yeah.
people are showing their scars. I got to do something with this. And that's where this whole purpose fulfilled and coaching and workshops and speaking and all of
Hmm.
that, because I'm like, and podcasts, like all of that comes from a place of like, hey, I don't want y'all to spend all this time fighting your fighting yourself, fighting yourself and preventing yourself from being free.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and you don't even know you're doing it, but it's the scars. When they ugly, and you don't want to look at them. You
Like
just
they say,
don't.
they say the worst scars are the ones that people can't see.
Exactly, and that's why I'm not the face of the burn survivor, like
Hmm.
community. I'm not, because I can hide my scars. So
Hmm.
my scars are more about like the people who had that thing that happened to them when they were 10 years old and they don't want to tell anybody, and but it's eating them alive, and
Yeah.
it's preventing them from having healthy relationships. And so,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I do want to say there is a light at the end of the rainbow. I don't want anybody to ever feel like there's not the empowerment aspect. This is about turning your scars into your superpower. And the very thing that was the you felt like it was the worst part about you can be the platform that you stand on to empower yourself and somebody else. And so
Wow.
I just want people to know that for sure.
Yeah. Wow. That's really good. That's really good. Was there ever a time in this journey that you held any resentment or a hatred for whoever caused this? Because it's happened at such a young
Mhm.
time in your life. It's not, I mean, it's like you were supposed to be being protected. So then by the time you really start figuring these things out, by the time these girls are coming at you in dance class, it's like it's that moment like stole some of you for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever hold anything against whoever or why ever that happened?
So when I was 18 months old, I was under my father's care, and I pulled a cup of coffee off the table onto myself. And so, could I have held a grudge and said, "Daddy, why weren't you paying attention?" and blah 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 blah? But I never, that was never actually, and I'm not gonna even say why. That was never a thing for me, and I'm very much a daddy's girl. Like I always felt very loved by my father and my mother, so it wasn't so much about blaming my dad or anything. And then one of the things I did when I was doing research for my book, because my dad passed away 18 years ago. And so um, I asked my brother, like, hey, how did dad feel about my scar? And my brother was like, every time he would see you, he just felt a lot of guilt. Like, even when you were like a teenager, if a little part of it showed, like you could kind of see, he's like, I could see him looking and see the guilt.
Yeah.
And no, I never felt that I needed to hold anything against him. I think if anything, it was just like, God, why did this happen? It's not like I even blamed God. I just was like, I want to be normal.
Yeah.
Why can't I just be normal?
Yeah.
Normal. So
And so the book is done, the
mhm,
song is done, the word is out.
the
So
word's out.
to anybody out there that picks up the book for the first time, or double clicks on the song for the first time, what is Audra hoping that they get from it?
I hope they get to take a glimpse into their own lives, at their own story, and they can see that they don't have to be ashamed of that, whatever that is. And they can have a sense, I want to encourage them toward their own freedom. If that's something that, because everybody is not the same. Some people, they've been through some stuff, they like, child, whatever, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. But I'm talking to the people where it's like, for some reason, you can't let people in. For some reason, you can't hold on to your confidence. You can't hold on to the career path that you really want. You can't hold on to the relationship and the person. You won't let people love you. I want those people to take a look at their own lives, to look at their scars, to look in the mirror of their lives. Because I had physical scars, so I had to look into a physical mirror. But when you have emotional scars, the mirror is your actual life experience, your life experiences, and how you interact with others and how others interact with you. If you look at those things, what does it say? Does it say I'm worthy of all the love and care and joy? Or is it saying something else?
That's good. Hope y'all heard that. I hope y'all heard that. That's straight from Audra Bryant right there.
Ah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Audra, I knew a few facets of your life
Mhm.
before this.
Yes.
I know a lot more about you now. I'm very proud, um, forever that's worth, whatever that's worth. I'm very proud that you've arrived at this place, that you've had those, that shift, because
Yeah.
that shift is massive. I always say, like, we are the minority in God's plan for us, and so right now you're taking this tragic accident, because really, for an 18-month-old, that's tragic.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and you chose not to blame, You chose not to hold anything against anybody else.